Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm actually dealing with just noticeable things that I haven't really gotten accustomed to living in Germany.
Tano. By show of hand.
If you're new here, my name is Raquel and I live in Germany. I have been living in Germany since 2017 when I first came here to study, and now I'm working. That's a short introduction. If you want to know more, look at these videos. If I don't answer any of your questions in my older videos, just write me a comment and I'll get to it. So please subscribe. If you're not already subscribed because I'm giving the tea about what it is to live in Germany. So I'm going to list a couple of things here that I've written down, and let me tell you, they're in no particular order, and it's nothing against the people who live here, including myself, Germans. I don't want anybody taking offense about this, but this is what I noticed. These are things that are really difficult for me to adjust to, and so I'm going to start with the first one, and that's the time. I never thought that I was a late person. I never thought of myself as being that person who everybody had to wait on, but it's just because I feel like at home, everybody's just later than I am. Germans are always on time. And when I say on time, I mean 5 minutes early. So if a friend tells me, hey, let's meet at 7:45 a.m., first of all, I'm just like, that's very early. But they expect you to already be there at 7:40 for us to start going to do whatever it is we want to do at 7:45. This is something that I'm struggling to get accustomed to, just because I can't wrap my... I don't know. It has to be the Caribbean in me, but I struggle with being timely for social gatherings. And Germans on time is early. So I could be timely in that I reach there exactly on the time you told me, but they actually expected you to reach 5 or 10 minutes before, and then you're on time. If you reach on time for the time that they told you, you're late. I forever struggle with this. So whenever my friend is like, hey, I want us to go so and so, we have an appointment for 8, in my mind I'm ready, like I already have to be at her house for 7:30, which means I have to leave my house 7 o'clock because the drive is 25 minutes, but I need to leave 5 minutes for any nonsense that might happen on the road. That's the stage where I am now, but it's not... I feel like going out, meeting people is always extra. It takes extra out of me because I have to factor in the fact that I am always late according to German standards. The next point is smoking. This is a smoker's country. What I mean by that? I am not a smoker. I do not smoke. I have asthma. But a lot of people here smoke. And I feel like when I was living at home, people smoked also, but somehow it did not affect me. I was never constantly reminded that, oh my goodness, people are smoking. But here, firstly, people will blow smoke in your faces. So, for example, you're at the bus station and somebody's standing next to you, or they walk up next to you, they'll just blow the smoke in your direction. And I'll just be like, hi, sir. Is there a possibility that you could blow the smoke in the other direction when nobody is standing? And I've noticed that people would even blow smoke in their children's faces. So it's not that they're doing it to me on purpose. It's just that this is just how they are. And this is something I really struggle with because, like I said, I have asthma. So I definitely remember a time when I was a student, my flatmate, she always wanted us to go out and always go out. And the first time we went out, literally in the bar, everybody was smoking inside. So when you get back home, your hair is full of smoke, all of your clothes is full of smoke, your jacket is full of... You just smell like an ashtray. And then we went to a second place and it was the same. And I'm like, why is everybody smoking inside? Her response was, because it's cold outside. I'm like... So we must all die inside here for your very bad habit. Germans are very blunt. I feel like that one is self-explanatory, but I'm going to give an example. Suppose I'm meeting a friend to have drinks. She told me to come for 7:30 p.m. I arrive at 7:30. No, I arrive at 7:32 to park my car, and then I get into the building at 7:35. She's like, but you're late. I'm like, it's literally 5 minutes. She's like, yeah, but you're late. I'm like, okay. And I feel like that was too easy of an example. This is very, very straightforward, like to the point. There's no sugar coating in what they say. So when I moved here, I think after the first week, my neighbor knocked on my door. She's like, hey, I noticed that you don't separate your trash. I'm like, what do you mean? Of course I do. Plastic, paper, glass, batteries. Like, I separate my trash. She's like, I'm talking about the biodegradable and irregular trash. I see in your regular trash you have fruit and vegetable cuttings. That can't happen. I'm just like, you realized? What do you mean you realized? She's like, just change it, just fix it, just put the food cuttings or the compost trash separate from the regular trash. And I was just like, wow, it's very blunt, you know? But it just means that they simply don't sugarcoat anything, and it's not because they're trying to be mean or rude. They want to get straight to the point. It's not about beating around the bush. This one I've pretty much gotten accustomed to because I'm also, I think, a bit like that. They're just more extreme. I don't think I would be able to tell my neighbor, like, I observed that you don't separate your trash. That's not me. But at the same time, they can be very inconsiderate, I've written here. This is something that I think is more ingrained in their human nature, in who Germans are. I wouldn't even say it's just Germans. I feel like it's Europeans. Maybe it's as I've come from a really warm, quite literally, place where we are taught common courtesy. That does not exist here. Common courtesy does not exist here. For example, you park on the street. There's a place on the street that can fit 2 cars. However, one person parks in the middle of the space because they simply don't realize that they didn't leave enough space for the other person. Inconsiderate. There are so many, in every instance where you can't imagine somebody being inconsiderate. They are inconsiderate. They just simply don't consider other people in many situations. This one is really difficult for me because I really grew up in a place where you were taught to consider how your actions are going to affect somebody else. And last but not least, my 5th. This one is going to ruffle some feathers. You see these smells? The smell? I'm not talking about the smell of the place or the fact that when you're driving by a farm, you might smell a little farminess. I'm talking about the smell of the people. Personal hygiene. And that's not just for Germans. I'm talking about people who live in Germany that I have to come in close contact with. I feel like the level of personal hygiene should be a national interest at this point. I, unfortunately, have a very strong sense of smell. It is a curse living in Germany because I don't know what is going on. I want to say, in comparison to how I know life to be at home in Trinidad and Tobago, I'm accustomed to people smelling extremely good. Like, people walk past you and you're just wondering, what perfume are they wearing? Here, when people walk past me, I'm usually holding my breath because I'm going to vomit. This is the hardest thing for me to get accustomed to. I know a lot of people would have different opinions about it. As I said, I have a strong sense of smell, so let me say that. I have a strong sense of smell, so maybe what I'm going through is a lot worse than what other people would go through, but it's not right. Listen, that was my last point. These are literally things I feel like I deal with on a daily. I feel these are the things that people don't talk about. How it's actually living here, how it is being on the ground. But yeah, I'm going to try to do a bunch of videos of like reality videos, how it's really like, giving you all the tea. And hopefully I don't get like reported for abuse. It's not meant to be abusive. I'm just trying to shine light on what it is. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys in this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.
But now I am a big man today, and I'm looking for a big fly.